Just ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. Why no so much las mujeres. Yeah, the Olympics are currently going on. If you can't tell, it's pretty late here on Sunday night. Unfortunately, the Raiders aren't playing Sunday night football, but we're going to talk about the Raiders nonetheless because, well, folks, if you followed this channel for the last 2 months, 3 months, getting back to a couple of years now, you know my thoughts on the Las Vegas Raiders, man. This team is so unbelievably talented. I get it that we're only in training camp. I get it. Oh, pads, no pads. Training camp, no training camp. Preseason, regular season. I don't really care. The Las Vegas Raiders are a really good freaking football team. And as long as we can get the quarterback situation under wraps, whether it's Aiden O'Connell, better be freaking Aiden O'Connell, or Gardner Minshew, I still feel nonetheless confident and comfortable about the Las Vegas Raiders upcoming season. So before we get into it, if you guys enjoy it, be sure to hit that like button, hit that sub button for daily Raiders/NFL content. Try and get this video to 100 likes. That would mean actually the world to me. So I got a nice little tweet here from Levi Edwards. This was a couple of days ago. Dylan Laube was an interesting draft pick, but not in the sense of the Raiders drafting him. It's more of an interesting pick in the sense of, oh, wow, you got a guy who's not in the first round. He's not in the second round. He's not in the third round. You got a guy who could have a day one impact. And so we heard Antonio Pierce say this about Dylan Laube. That dude is special. I like him. And he's gritty. He's a gritty running back. One thing, he surprises you with his speed. He's going to be a difficult matchup, and it's already showing up in practice. Now, the reason I wanted to talk about this in tonight's video is because the running back situation over in Las Vegas doesn't really get me going too much. Zamir White, I'm hopeful. I'm confident. I feel good about Zamir White being RB1. He gained so much freaking muscle in this offseason. I'm sure you guys have seen it by now. But nonetheless, we're 2 years removed from Josh Jacobs being the league NFL rushing leader, right? He had over 1,600 rushing yards. He had like 2,000 plus yards from scrimmage. It was pretty crazy. And then last year, we dealt with Josh McDummy. We dealt with Jimmy Garoppolo, who's from my hometown. The Las Vegas Raiders just dealt with a bunch of BS last season. So it's hard to really use statistics to just kind of get a gauge on this upcoming year. Now, Dylan Laube is an interesting case because he's a fresh draft pick, right? But they have Zamir White, who had 4 good games. And guys, we've covered the Raiders for 3 or 4 years now. I don't mean this as any shade of disrespect. I don't mean this to be mean in any way, shape, or form. Before Josh Jacobs got injured, in what was it, week 13, 14, whatever, most people, including myself, wanted Zamir White to be cut. I wanted Zamir White to be cut because I'm thinking to myself, all right, hold on. We just drafted this SEC Georgia running back, and he sucks. I'm just keeping it a buck with you guys. Zamir White, up until Josh Jacobs got injured in the final month of this past regular season, was freaking dog water. He was freaking dog water. So I feel confident, but I don't really feel all that reassured. I feel confident, I guess I should say, to a certain degree. So the Las Vegas Raiders picked up Alexander Mattison, who's coming off literally his worst year in the National Football League from the Minnesota Vikings this past season. Now, he's kind of a do-it-all back. He can catch, he can run, he can do a little bit of everything. But Dylan Laube is really interesting because, first off, he's from freaking New Hampshire. New Hampshire plays college football. We're a couple months into this draft pick, so obviously Dylan Laube is not a crazy surprise to anybody, but I'm a little hesitant about Zamir White. I'm extremely hesitant about Alexander Mattison. I don't know if anybody really has the balls to say that out loud, but you get what I'm saying. The kind of Raiders' fun comp coming out of this season, or I should say out of this draft, was that Dylan Laube was kind of like CMC. Folks, if Dylan Laube is like CMC, like we're hearing from the coaching staff, like we heard from the rookie report, things are looking pretty good. Anyways, we're going to move on. We're running out of time here. We got a tweet here from Sean Reed. It must be pointed out that a large part of the struggles of O'Connell and Minshew have been excellent play of the Raiders secondary. They look really, really good. Yeah, folks, that was a back-to-back really. You can have concerns about Aiden O'Connell. You can have concerns about Gardner Minshew. And I will just say, I do understand it. I definitely understand it. But at the end of the day, whether it's Gardner Minshew and folks, I'm going to say it. We say it in every freaking Raiders video right now. If it's not Aiden O'Connell, I'm going to be PO'd because I don't know what the hell the point of this offseason was. But nonetheless, whether it's Gardner Minshew or Aiden O'Connell getting starting quarterback reps, they're splitting reps, you get it. You're going up against one of the best defensive back, or I guess that's more of a Raiders niche thing. You're going up against one of the best defenses in the National Football League. I got a quote here from Tyree Wilson. Last year was last year. I'm here and healthy, trying to get better. Tyree Wilson's extremely intriguing because he missed pretty much the entire summer. He was drafted 7th overall last year by the Las Vegas Raiders, but he missed pretty much due to injury from college the entire summer. So he comes back for the the third and final preseason football game. And from that point on in the regular season, he's just trying to get acclimated and adjusted to the NFL. But the issue is it took all the way up until probably like the last month of the season for him to get finally adjusted. Now, moving forward to another sophomore candidate or sophomore player, Trey Tucker's getting accustomed to fielding, kick and punt returns in real life and in the virtual realm. First thing that comes to my head is, how am I going to play this in Madden? But any way I can get my hands on the ball is great for me. Trey Tucker, Tyree Wilson, nothing really needs to be said if you're a Raiders fan. These are two players I'm extremely hopeful for. I actually think, and I get that it's a brand new, fresh GM, and Tom Telesco coming over from the Chargers. The Raiders draft class, Michael Mayer, Ja'Cory Bennett, the couple of players we just mentioned, it doesn't matter. I actually really like the Raiders draft class from last season, and I'm just so certain that a couple of these players, at the very least, are going to have high impact seasons for Las Vegas this upcoming season. So I understand now that we're 8 minutes into the video. This video is kind of random, but I hope you guys enjoyed it. Be sure to hit that like button, hit that sub button for daily Raiders/NFL content. And guys, let me know, which player are you most excited about to see in preseason football? Peace. Thank you for watching.